What is up, everyone? Mr. Actor Gunley here from Michael Gunley Gaming, and we're back with the Los Angeles Chargers franchise mode here on Madden 18. So the Chargers have lost 2 in a row. They're now 3-3. Life is not as pretty as it was after week 4, and the Chargers have potentially, or they have made some trades. They've made 2. Let's see what the Chargers have done, and they're both pretty big trades as well. Probably the 2 biggest of the series so far. Breaking news, the Los Angeles Chargers have officially traded Tyrell Williams, who is now eligible to play after his suspension. So reports have it that Tyrell Williams will be playing this next game, Denzel Perryman and a 4th, to the Buffalo Bills for the second-year cornerback Tre'Davious White from LSU. Tyrell Williams is going to be able to play opening game, or his Bills debut, as both Tyrell Williams and Denzel Perryman both needed new contracts this offseason. And the Chargers starting cornerbacks on both sides, Casey Hayward and Jason Verrett, also each need new new contracts this offseason. So the Chargers getting younger and definitely cheaper as they're trading away 2 players who are going to ask for big contracts. And maybe the Chargers may make another move involving Jason Verrett or Casey Hayward. So a brief look at Tre'Davious White's young career as a rookie: 95 tackles and 3 interceptions, a very solid rookie year, as well as a fumble force. And this year, 27 tackles and 2 interceptions. So the tackles have definitely gone down a little bit. The picks, I know it's less, but we're 7 weeks into the season, so it's only going up for him. He also has a fumble recovery, and he's extremely young. I believe he's only 22 or 23 years old. He has a lot of room to grow, a lot of potential, with Casey Hayward already being 28 and Jason Verrett already being 27, with both of them being at the peak of their career. Don't worry if Mike Achara blacks out, as the Chargers making another trade. They're pretty much getting younger as they're getting draft picks here. They're sending Casey Hayward and Greg Robinson to San Francisco for the Niners' first-round pick this year and a 6th next year. Casey Hayward, the Chargers needed to pay. I guess they didn't want to lock him up long-term. They already have Jason Verrett, and they just got Trey White. And meanwhile, Greg Robinson is the only player who's been traded by the Chargers today. He's not in need of a new contract this offseason, but the Chargers paid him last offseason to a pretty hefty deal, about $5 million per year, and he's not even a starter. So the Niners are actually getting the number 1 projected pick. I believe the Niners only have 1 win, which is pretty good. What? I think the Chargers definitely won today. They traded Tyrell Williams, who's been a locker room cancer last year. This year he's only played 1 game due to his suspension. And it's about time that the Tyrell Williams era ended in Los Angeles, and he needed a new contract this offseason. Denzel Perryman, solid player, had a good week last week with 10 tackles and 1.5 sacks, but he also needed a new contract at the end of the season, and the Chargers were not looking to pay him. Greg Robinson, who they just signed this past offseason, 3 years for about 15 or 16 mil at the offensive line to not even be starting. I think that's a little hefty. And Casey Hayward, solid corner, 28 years old. He also needed a new payday. So those are 3 players who the Chargers did not want to pay. And now the only 2 key players who they need to re-sign are Melvin Gordon and Jason Verrett. Some of these guys like Kyle Emanuel, they're solid. Emanuel will be starting now with Denzel Perryman traded. And something that this changes a lot with is the linebackers. Let's look at Leonard Worrell, who was drafted as a middle linebacker. However, he moved to outside linebacker. The Chargers want to see how that does. And he's been solid. He's shown some flashes. He had a pretty good week last week. But he's a middle linebacker. He was drafted as a middle linebacker. That's where he played in college. That's what he's used to. Jatavis Brown, he's actually been moving from left outside to right outside linebacker. He's not done too much these 2 seasons in LA. Only 25 tackles last year, and he didn't have too many injury issues. He played in a good, I think, at least 12, 13 games, and 11 this year with 2 sacks. I think this can maybe get Jatavis Brown more involved or more likely to make a play. Kyle Emanuel at that left outside spot, he is going to need a new contract. However, he's not super important, and he's not going to be asking for too much money. He's been good depth, and when the Chargers needed him, they've gotten to use him. Last year, there was multiple linebacker injury issues with Denzel Perryman getting hurt. what to say, Jatavis Brown got hurt. I believe Jeremiah Tachu also got hurt. So this definitely gives the Chargers, I think, a little less flexibility right now at the linebacker spot. However, it's like they don't need the boatload of flexibility at linebacker. Corner, Jason Verrett has been the number 2 corner. He's moving up to number 1. And probably the biggest splash today they got was Tre'Davious White from LSU. He's young. He's only 23 years old. He's been pretty good so far. 23rd highest ranked corner in the NFL, and Jason Verrett's higher. So the sky is really the limit for Tre'Davious White. I think he can be a star on this team, and they got a very high first-round pick projected from the San Francisco 49ers, which is projected to be the 2nd pick. I don't know why I said pick 1 because the Browns are worse, but there's Madden in a nutshell. So, let's take a quick look at the Chargers schedule. Despite what looks like tanking, can they still make the playoffs? They've lost 2 in a row. They're going to be at home against the Seahawks. I think this is a toss-up. The Seahawks are a good team. I'm going to say the Chargers win. At the Browns suck, Chargers win. Coming off a bye week against the Colts, I think the Chargers are going to be flat. They're going to lose. Niners should be a win. So now they're 6-4. Ravens should be a win. 7-4. Steelers 7-5. Raiders, I think that's a win. They've been at home since week 11, and I think they can beat the Raiders. So win at Bengals, probably a loss. At Broncos, loss, and at Chiefs, loss. So bit of a choke at the end of the year. I am going 8-8. Could be toss up. Maybe they could be that Bengals game. Maybe they will lose against the Raiders. We'll see. The Niners just suck. Did we already play the Niners? Did they already play the Niners? I'm blind. Clearly not. Okay, week 11. There we are. I was wondering where the Niners were. I'm blind. So that's the end of this video. Tell me what you guys think of the 2 moves in the comments below. Getting a very high pick and getting Tre'Davious White from the Buffalo Bills. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.